Welcome back to another episode of Deca Debrief. Today on the podcast, we've got the one, the only, the return of the king, GHZD. Go ahead and welcome yourself.
Hello. Happy to be back for the second one.
And here with me is my co-host, CW Girl Sammy.
Oh my god, that is a dead name. I go by C now. That other name is deleted. But hello.
We want to thank our sponsors, the partners from the Nexus Network. This includes the Dungeoneer Raid Discord, the Fungal and Crystal Caverns Discord, and the Ideas Discord, as well as the Nexus Network Discord itself. All will be linked in the description if you want to join any of those. Special thanks to all our patrons. You guys keep this podcast going. We don't have any. All right, first things first. The reason we're all here, the Realm rework. What do you think of the rework so far?
You know what? I think based on, Deca's track record with previous updates, I think we were all quietly a little bit anxious with how it was going to hit the live service. Like, nothing to discredit Deca at all, but, I think everyone was expecting it to probably hit with a little bit of friction. And honestly, I think it's kind of hit the ball out of the park. I mean, there are obviously some glaring issues with the Realm rework, but that's why it's an open beta. But overall, I think it's been a very smooth kind of introduction to the new realms, and I really have not seen too many people complaining. Granted, I don't spend too much time on Reddit or, the discussion threads on the official Realm Discord, but overall, it seems like the general consensus, at least from my opinion and from, others that I see play the game, is that it's been really good, and I'm having heaps of fun with it. Hell, I mean, it even brought me back to YouTube. So I guess that shows how much I really actually do think how much they've done is great, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like most of the concerns that have been about the Realm rework, you've already addressed, like, in your video about, like, what Deca didn't tell you about the Realm rework. Pretty much, like, aside from that, I haven't really heard anything. Aside from, oh, the map is too big, which is just like, dude, whatever, you'll get used to it,
Yeah, I think it's just a classic. Everything that's new, people tend to be a bit resistant to, but give it enough time and that usually becomes the norm and it normalizes. So it's kind of hard to say whether or not much actually needs adjusting at this stage until the new metas are found and it kind of streamlines a little bit more. There are obviously some things that need to be changed up, like HP scaling seems to be like one of the bigger issues that I've seen, and people like not doing events in the veteran areas because basically everyone in the realm is contributing to the HP scaling, but no one wants to do those events higher up, so it just ends up being no one does them. So it's a bit of a thing. They kind of need biome specific HP scaling is what it seems like they kind of should do, and it seems a bit confusing trying to figure out what events have spawned where.
Oh,
I think you probably also need some sort of event cooler as well.
Right, because you made the whole graphic, right? With, like, explaining what drops what in, like, the realm.
Yeah, yes. So I still am doing the beastiary for Realm at the moment. So I dropped that with the last video that I posted. And I basically spent ages on testing, kind of accruing all of the different dungeons and potion drops that I found and tallying them up. And I was literally just going to use that as my own personal resource because I was like, there's so many enemies. This is going to get so overwhelming. And then I suddenly realized, holy crap, this could actually be super useful for everybody because I guarantee Deca's not going to release any information regarding all of this new stuff.
Yeah.
And the Realm is going to take so long to catch up. So, it just kind of felt like the natural progression there. And then I kind of spiced it up, made it nice, and then posted it on Reddit to start off with. And then that started the video.
Yeah, I mean, it's like super useful. I've been using it a lot. Have there been like a lot of changes since you originally uploaded it onto like YouTube?
Yeah. There's been about 17, I think, updates. So the link on my Realm Eye in the video description, I realized because the first 6 iterations, I was just changing the link each time. And then I realized people were linking it to their friends and stuff on like Discord servers. And so it started getting really muddled because some people had the most recent one versus the older one. So I just changed it to a static link. So
smart.
The one on my Realm Eye now will basically always be the most recent version. So it's like 1.17 is what I've got it up to now. But I think a couple of hundred people contributed to it on my Realm Eye, which was cool.
Yeah, I definitely have a very, very old one. I've been wondering because I thought it was a continuously updated thing.
Yeah, dude, check it out. I've spiced that up. It's so nice now.
Oh wow, you got stat pots on it. Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, this is so much more filled out than the first one I saw.
Yeah, the first iteration was basically nothing compared to this. Like, I've got all of the rookie biomes now. Pretty much every biome, we know the dungeons that drop from almost every single enemy in the entire realm now. Floral Escape still seems to be escaping us, no pun intended there. But I think it's just because no one wants to do that biome because it sucks.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I will let you know because I've been in the Floral Escape.
Yeah, well, I'm working on a video now that'll hopefully help me kind of get that, so...
That leads into a nice little next topic. What are the videos that you're currently working on?
Well, currently I think it's just going to be primarily around the realm rework stuff because there's a lot to say for it. And until that dies down, that's going to be my focus, I think, for the most part. I'm trying to educate everybody on what the changes are and what's been happening. I've got quite a few guides that I want to make as well. Whether I actually end up making them, I'm not sure, but I've noticed that there's a distinct lack of explanation videos for very specific things that overwhelmed me when I came back to the game. Like, after I've taken 2 hiatuses for a couple of years, between which I was playing quite a lot. So the stuff that I came back to, it's just clearly not explained on YouTube in any capacity. And it sucks on the Realm Eye as well. Nothing's explained there. So there's a lot of things that kind of don't make sense and probably need to be in a video format for everybody. But that's really kind of where I'm thinking of at the moment. Whether or not I return to my montage style animation-esque videos, I don't know. They took a lot of effort and I work full time now, so...
Speaking of
it's a bit
videos,
tricky.
Dude, your Back to Realm video was so cool. The introduction, I was in shock of how good it was. That was crazy.
Are you talking about the like the 3D,
yes,
like plane view?
Dude,
yeah,
that
I can't
was
take too much
so
credit for that.
cool.
That was my brother for the most part.
Oh my gosh,
I just had a very heavy creative director hand on it.
that's
'cause
so
he doesn't play as
crazy.
much. I know, but yeah, he's a bit of a 3D artist and does it as a hobby. So I was like, can you please help me with this? I have no idea what to do.
That's awesome.
And he was like, yeah. But yeah, no, we kind of storyboarded it up, created it. It was supposed to be a lot more involved, but you know, constraints and just realistic expectations really simmered that down a little bit. So that's the end result. But there was a lot more planned for it, but it was a little bit more ambitious, should I say. But I think it turned out well.
It turned out so
Turned
cool,
out great.
dude.
I think Seb Choof, I mean, I talk to Seb quite a lot. We're pretty good mates. He's probably the only person who knows how close I've been coming back to making videos over the last few years. There have been, I think, 2 times where I was seriously considering it because of how much I was playing and how much I was just enjoying the game. There was at least one video where I got it to about 40 minutes long, and it was the most editing I'd ever done in a video. And I just canned it all, which is kind of wild to think of.
Oh my god. Was Seb like a little devil on your shoulder telling you like, come back to YouTube, come back to YouTube?
I think a little bit maybe, but he's always been wanting to see me come back. So my first return video with the animation in it, that was kind of like, the animation was originally intended for that 40-minute video. So that's kind of an amalgamation of the type of vibe I was wanting to get from the video, but in a much larger format.
Crazy. We'll have to thank Seb Chu for that.
Dude, this might be a little bit off topic, but I noticed that Seb is kind of just the center of Realm content nowadays. Like, are you in his like VIP channel over in his Discord?
I don't know if I'm in his VIP channel. I do linger in the Discord though, just to kind of see what's going on. But yeah, he's pretty much like the content creator figurehead for Realm now, which is really cool because the guy is like such a nice guy. If anyone deserves to be kind of at that position, Seb's kind of the person that I would think of should be there.
Yeah.
Seems to have a very strong passion for the game and wants it to do well, which is all I could really ask for someone at that position. And he seems to have the content creation, you know, algorithm sorted. He knows what he's doing. He's got editors. He knows how to sort out the streaming stuff. And
Yeah.
I mean, he's a good player as well. So it's just enjoyable to watch.
I don't really know who the other Deca partners are, asides from Seb Choof and then BB Smooth.
TS page.
Well, hopefully it'll be me soon. I just
Oh.
applied for that.
Are you
actually.
serious?
Yeah.
Oh?
I think you're
Yeah.
gonna get it. Like, come on.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, well, that's, you know, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen there?
Oh, there's no
Like, who's this guy?
There's no way you get denied. I think, isn't Mizumi I mean, Mizumi's also like UGC, so I guess that kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah, I don't really know how it works, to be honest. I just kind of just chucked in the application maybe an hour ago or so.
Oh.
I figured I might as well.
Well, hopefully
I don't really
good
know
news
what it
comes soon.
involves.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're still doing it, so I don't really know how it works. I thought Seb, was removed from the partner program at one point. I don't know if he's come back. It's
yeah, it was for because there's this one player that he was advocating for that basically put out a video saying that he wanted this one guy unbanned because he felt like that person was his
Is
account
this
got
the
wrongly
row
banned.
of 8 items situation, or am I thinking of something else? Because I know there was some guy who got banned for having like a bunch of items that Deca thought were duped.
Okay,
That's funny because
actually
that just happened to one of our friends.
Yeah, one of our fucking guildmates who we definitely know does not cheat. They had rows of 8 items and they got banned because of that.
Like, this is someone
it's
who
so
like
silly.
regularly stream to us, posts their own clips, like that kind of thing. Like constantly, just like very, very prod. I don't know, man. I think that's a little silly.
Yeah, super silly. Kind of sucks, but I guess it is what it is. I feel like that reason is not strong enough to accuse someone of duping.
Because items have their own
especially
like
with some of the
IDs,
people
right?
who play this game. I honestly have no idea how it works.
Iddy was talking about that at one point. He was like, yeah, there's like item ID, like you can track whether items are duped or not, and the support team is apparently just not aware or something. I don't know. There's probably a whole thing behind it, but that's a whole rabbit hole.
I know there've been at least a couple of very public duping methods that went like crazy way back in the day. And I was so paranoid that I was going to get unintentionally banned, or someone was going to trade me like a duped Ogma or something, and I was going to be like, what the hell? Because that was like, I don't want to get my YouTube taken away. It's one of the best, I guess, prophylactic anti-hacking things, really being like I suppose in a way, a public figure, because you have all those eyes watching you and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Very rare for there to be a cheater that also makes content.
Yeah, and if there is, they usually get washed out
pretty easily.
The
Yeah.
mix pretty quickly.
I literally only know of one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was. Do you
Yeah.
remember?
His name is GHZD.
Are you dropping names right now? Oh my gosh.
Oh, this was from so long
holy
ago.
crap.
I think.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of a more recent example.
Oh, maybe
Well,
we'll talk
I'm
about
pretty
that
sure
one
on
later.
the Reddit someone posted like a PPE and they were just blatantly hacking.
Oh,
It was I just like lost my shit laughing. Wait, can I swear on this?
Oh
go for
yeah,
it.
yeah, totally.
Oh, okay, yeah. So,
I
yeah,
literally
lost my
asked
shit
Rep the
laughing at
same
it.
thing, like right before we joined the call.
It was so funny. The comments on it was just like, you're literally hacking in this video, and the guy was just trying to gaslight him into believing that it wasn't
Dude,
hacked.
what the
like
hell?
the whole Nexus water had changed color as well, so it was clearly a hack client. It was quite funny.
I remember, oh my god, this was so many years ago, but there was like that one streamer who was just like very blatantly hacking and like IP connecting and doing like literally everything you can think of on a hacked client. He was doing it like on a Twitch stream, and people were just like watching it to like see what a hacked client looked like.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
like
so
morbid
funny.
curiosity almost.
Yeah.
Because they've like, it's hard to really imagine how they've progressed, right? Because I know that there's that auto dodge client that's like a thing.
Oh.
And
yeah.
I saw a video on that, someone using it, and I was like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
This is like RuneScape botting level, like advanced stuff going on. It just seems like crazy, the stuff that hack clients can still do, despite, all of the promises that the Exalt client would be a lot more, anti-hacker.
It's pretty
If anything,
prevalent.
it seems more prevalent than ever.
Yeah.
the Exile client didn't really make that much of a difference when it came to like hacked clients. Like I think the amount of cheaters did not get reduced at all.
I will say, like in pub halls, because I help like verify new people who like are like just doing like dungeon servers for the first time, right? There is quite a number of people who come to verify in pub halls, and we don't accept like hack client screenshots, right? Because you can like spoof somebody's name on it. So we ask them to be on prod if we notice that it's a hack client. A lot of these people don't even know what prod looks like, because when their friends show them like, hey, this is Realm of the Mad God, like this is what you should play, they immediately send them to like a client, and they have no idea that they're even cheating at all. So we have to explain to them like, hey, so this is actually a hacked client. This is how you access like the actual production client. Yeah,
That
you should
is
probably talk to
wild.
your
That's
friend about
such
it.
a
Yeah,
crazy
it's crazy. Like, and it's becoming like more and more common where it's just like they just don't know, because it's becoming like the real realm almost.
That's wild. I literally am a bit speechless there.
Yeah.
How can you not
it's
know you're on a
crazy.
hack client for a game?
It's just that common and widespread, it It is pretty sad.
The unfortunate side effect of just it being too prevalent that it's almost normal.
Basically, I mean, I'm not even phased at this point just because there's just a lot of people that cheat in this game. I can't even be phased by it anymore. It is what it is.
Yeah.
How do you think the Realm rework fares towards newer players, especially with like needing less pots to max to 8-8? I think that's like honestly an awesome change, because I remember how it was like being a new player and like not knowing how to max at all.
I mean, even like I think actually I can just check right now. How many character slots do I have? I've got 56 character slots, right? All of which are 8-8. And I still struggle to 8-8. At least before. It's such, like, if I die, it's not like I have this huge accrue of potions that just immediately 8-8 a character. It still takes effort. And even that small amount of effort is still tedious for me. Enough that I'll literally probably stop playing for a couple of days because I'm just like, I cannot be bothered. So that whole sphere, like making pots to max a lot easier, making the whole leveling process like a lot less tedious, is so nice. And I think in terms of newer player experience, it's certainly better than it was. I see a lot of people complaining that it is still too hard for newer players, but honestly, I don't know if I agree. I have had a few new people start playing the game after the Realm rework, having not had experience with the game. And they seem to be kind of doing a lot better than any of my attempts previously. So that certainly has it, going for it. I think the newer play experience still does need a serious amount of work, because right now it's just so rough. I know the tutorial has had a few updates over the years, but it's just not good enough. Like, it just does not explain the core mechanics of this game in a way that actually makes sense. It doesn't explain the pets at all. It doesn't explain how vital they are. It doesn't explain that you need a heal magic healer pet, because if you don't, you're basically screwing yourself. It's not forgiving at all in terms of the pet fusing and maxing system. There shouldn't be a limitation for fusing your pets. It should just penalize you by forcing you to spend more fame to level that pet up at a lower cap with a new threshold. So there shouldn't be all of this dilemma with pets. They should give you a default pet at the tutorial, at least, at a bare minimum.
Yeah,
just to heal and heal
through. Yeah, dude, like even that, randomize the third ability, but my god, is it just like not good at all. And there needs to be an explanation of the Nexus, because I think this has been talked about so many times. I mean, they used to be, as part of the tutorial, you would join like a tutorial Nexus and it would take you around the things to see and what to do. I don't know when they got rid of that, but that needs to be almost back in. The whole tutorial system needs to be worked, truthfully. But people spawn into the realm, or the Nexus, sorry, and they're like, where the hell do I go? And then they just see this amalgamation of pay-to-win BS. I mean, not pay-to-win, but
my god, I have
microtransaction bullshit.
Yeah.
It's just annoying. It's just not good at all. I would like the new experience to be way smoother, because that's how you get more people in and stay. Like, if people are actively leaving the game after like the first few minutes of gameplay, you're doing something wrong.
I feel like we have so many new players, because I see so many like blue stars running around nowadays that like aren't just people making a new account anymore, which is awesome.
You mean white stars from about 7 years ago?
True. Oh my god, all the old people there's so many people that like dropped down to like dark blue star from white star because they only played this one class.
Which is crazy to me. Yeah. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I do see a lot of like actually new players though, like here and there. I don't know, it doesn't feel like they last very long. I introduced some friends to Realm of the Mad God before the rework, and the thing they had the trouble with the most was they would like max the characters, the process sucked, they would RWT for like a Deca and like a ton of like pots to max on realm stock or something, because they don't want to max a character. Then they get to endgame dungeons and they don't know how to run them, because like the only way to run a Lost Halls is by like going to some Discord, which nobody's gonna like lead you to. The process to go in endgame
broken
also
in
sucks.
that sense.
Yeah. I remember in high school, I introduced my then boyfriend to Realm, and I was like, hey, this is the game I play, like check it out. And he loads into Nexus. And then I'm like, okay, so there's like a realm portal that you go in. That's where I am right now. And you just have to go up and find it and enter it. So he goes in, and then he has like multiple Decas, multiple pixies. And I'm like, dude, where did you get all of this from? And he's like, oh, I did what the people in Nexus were telling me to do. And I was like, do you mean the spam bots? And he's like, wait, what? They told me to go to the site and buy all of it. And I was like, oh my god, man. So I explained to
There's
him.
no way.
I'm not even kidding.
Oh,
I was
that's
I was in
crazy.
shock. And he 10 minutes after just like being on the beach and like showing him like how to like shoot and everything, he's like, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna play. Trades me all this stuff and then just completely never logs on ever again. I'm just like, what the heck, man? Like, this is why it sucks for new
That's-
players. They just they have no idea, you know?
Like, what can you do? You know, it's just like the spam bots are pretty rough, actually. If I didn't have, I've probably got thousands of accounts on my lock list. Oh, sorry, not lock list, like ignore list. And they're still coming in. So there must be
know.
so many that I don't see because of, you know, my star filtering requirements. I think at a default, stars should be filtered to 10, even as a new player. There's not
Oh,
much you can do.
But I don't like doing that because I love like when new players are just like, what the heck am I doing? And they're like a genuine like blue star and I'm like,
Dude, yeah.
hey, come over here, I'll show you, you know?
It's so handy. It's just like, at what point do you have to weigh up
Yeah.
the effect that RWT will have on the game versus the newer player experience?
The worst is like you go
Yeah.
to ignore a bot and it already is ignored and it only says
Oh my God,
unignore. Oh my god, it drives me crazy.
Yeah, that is the most annoying. The most annoying. It's like when you load into a realm and it for some reason allows like a message to come through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what happens there. It just should just block all of their messages from rendering. I don't know what's happening at a, you know.
I feel like if an account gets ignored by like 10 people instantly, the account should just be flagged at that point. Because I see accounts that are like spamming the same nexus for like a week in a row before they get fucking like exploded. And then another one just goes and takes its place. But it's like,
Yeah, although I could see that becoming exploitable. Like you would get like, I suppose like raid leaders on a power trip,
Yeah.
basically just getting people to mass
true.
report someone to get them flagged.
Do you remember the, because there's a spoofing thing, right? Like some malicious groups. Yeah, you've heard of spoofing, right?
No, what's that?
Malicious groups of people they basically have a hacked client where they can change their name to look like yours, and then they just swap out all their gear to look like one of the characters on your Realm Eye, and then they'll just record themselves hacking and then send it to Deca, and then if Deca gets like 2 or 3 reports of like the same kind, they'll be like, oh yeah, and fucking ban this guy. Like people can just copy your name, put on the same gear that one of your characters has, and then submit a fucking video and pretend to be you.
Yeah, right. Okay, that is pretty egregious, actually.
Yeah,
that
that's
one,
why
Like,
like
what protection do you have against that?
a lot of RLs and like people who are known in the community, that's why they private their profiles, because they don't want to get spoofed. Because if you have like your characters public on your Realm Eye, then it's like that much easier to like copy and make it look more legitimate.
Yeah. Okay.
Which you should private if you didn't private.
Yeah, probably good to do that.
No, I
just
think
in
I've
case.
got the name to help me out there at least.
Oh, that's true.
And I have terabytes and terabytes of footage of me not hacking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay. But yeah, you're right. That is pretty rough, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like how people can have bad intentions and have such power in a game like this.
Yeah, Realm of the Mad God,
Yeah.
great community, by the way.
Yeah. So proud of this community.
I mean, overall, don't get me wrong, the community in many cases is amazing and is quite sweet. But there are obviously in every community those who have bad intentions and will do what they can to make that a living hell for most people.
I think nowadays it's a lot better than what it used to be. Like, I feel like
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
like way back when there were so many, like, you remember when you'd go into a Shatters, like a Mad Peach, you know,
Good
Shatters Discord, yeah, go do a couple runs, and there would all, you know, Cutie might come, crash a run, and then just go drag everything, and oh, the run fails. Like, there's so much less
Yeah.
grieving nowadays. People don't just come into a Lost Halls just to drag a ton of crews and leave. At least
mean-
not
Well, I don't
often.
get targeted as much on Discords now as well, which was nice. Back in the day, like, I would be immediately, like, banned from a server because someone would have, like, a prejudice against me as a content creator, or I would get warnings
Oh.
left, right, and center for doing nothing. It happened
Yep.
so frequently that I basically just stopped joining Discords for a while. I don't know why it was happening because I was very diligent to meet Rex and stuff. And I'm not a bad player by any means, so I don't know what was going on there other than someone on a power trip.
The same thing happened to Yin Yarn. It's why he hates Discord so much. Well, it's part of why he hates Discord so much. There's like other reasons, but like, I remember there's this one Discord in particular where a ton of RLs just went and fucking like, were like, yeah, you suck. Nobody
the
likes
heck?
you or whatever. Yeah, a ton of people like fucking like saw him in game and they're like, fuck this guy. I think they were doing like I don't know, they're doing some realm clearing thing where they like efficiently clear the realms, and they just decided to just target him. I don't know.
I mean, it kind
Yeah,
of
right.
like the whole like grieving runs and like crashing them. It got so much better when they added in the /kick command. Now
Yeah.
with the party system being as like messed up as it is, I feel like it's starting to happen again. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, I love the party system. I love the idea. I love small groups. But oh my gosh, right now it's just there needs to
It's the
be
Wild
something.
West.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
free for all.
I haven't really seen its effects in runs since its release because I haven't been doing too many Discord runs. But yeah, I just the whole IP connecting and connecting to realms that are closed and stuff is like, yeah, that whole thing is kind of making my experience a bit crap, I must admit. We get kicked from a realm if you're like in a dungeon and the realm fills up with IP connectors.
Yeah.
It's a bit rough.
Yeah, you actually just cannot risk going into a dungeon in an O3 run anymore because you could just come out and get DC'd.
Yeah.
Do you got any biome whites in particular that you're a big fan of from the new realm rework?
I'm probably a huge fan of well, there's two really. I like the tome. I think everybody kind of likes the tome where you turn into a crab and stuff. That's pretty
mantis,
sick.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that one just because it's, kind of goofy, but it also makes your damage output quite significant, which is great. And I like the skull as well because it actually gives you summons as a necro, but you're actually a necromancer now, finally. Like you're literally giving birth to the dead. So that's kind of cool. And then you have the little skeletons and they fight for you, which is sick. Or they defend you as well, which is cool.
I didn't even know they defend. Do they like tank
Yeah,
bullets
it's
for
an
you?
alternating. So do you know the summoner ST, like the earthen...
The rock one, yeah.
Yeah, where the ability makes the rock golems kind of circle you and tank shots. That's kind of what you can do with the Necro Skull. So it's got two options. You can toggle it to offensive or defensive. And the defensive spawns 3 skeletons that orbit you and tank shots. I think they each have like 1,500 health.
That's sick. That's like Mario
Yeah.
Kart
It
shells.
makes Necro Yeah, no, it literally is Mario Kart shells. So you feel way more tanky with it. I was using it on testing and it was quite fun. But all the biome whites are like mega rare. So it's kind of annoying. I saw some guy kill like 75,000 of the Sprite world enemies and did not get it. So
They do
pretty
the bow,
rough.
right?
yeah, although that's kind of a best in slot bow for stationary targets at the moment, I think.
Yeah,
It's
I
pretty
think
cool,
so.
though.
I really want to get it, but oh my god, it's so much grinding to get the realm whites. You're sitting there for like maybe even like only 15 to 20 minutes. I wish the realms didn't close so fast because it feels like I set myself up in this little biome and then it just goes instantly.
Yeah. I'm on the fence with that, to be honest, because I've really actually liked how frequently they've been closing. Like, I mean, granted, we were talking about Discord runs just a few minutes ago, but all of the O3 runs that I've done through like pub halls, for example, when they've gone into like a beta realm, have been just so nice because I don't have to run to any events. I can just kill things to close the realm, and it closes so quickly. Like
Yeah.
to find a location, you can be on any percentage of the realm close, and it still is fine. So I've been liking that so far. But you're right, they do close probably too quickly for just general gameplay, because by the time you've finished like an Exaltation dungeon, for example, the realm's already pretty much cooked.
It's a double-edged
So that's
sword.
the only downside. Yeah, for sure.
Do you have a favorite like realm event post rework?
Have you seen the Bane Serpent in the Deep Sea Abyss? That's a pretty goofy one, actually.
Oh, I haven't.
It's basically it's a once per realm event, so it spawns on like the top right hand of the map. And it's essentially an amalgamation of the rock dragon assets into like this behemoth with like 3 heads.
Whoa.
Wait.
It's pretty goofy. Like clearly the sprites are pending on that one, but it's like I've never been able to kill it because no one does it. There's no beacon near it either. And because it's in the Deep Sea Abyss, it's got the veteran enemies, so no one wants to go to that area because of HP scaling on the events and stuff. And so it just ends up being never killed. It took me yonks to get a bloody photo of it for the beastiary because you have to basically run across the Deep Sea Abyss just to get there, which is a bit
Dangerous.
of a hassle, if I must say. Yeah. So I just hopped on a rogue to get the photo. But it looks pretty cool. I imagine once it has good assets and has, fixed HP scaling, it would actually be a kind of a fun fight.
That's
Yeah.
actually
But
the
I'd say
Sprite.
that's
That's
my
their
favorite.
finished result. You're insulting
Oh,
the
hell
workers.
yeah.
yeah.
If
that's good
it is, I'm not going to complain because it looks goofy as hell. And it's kind of funny.
It's in the
Although
bestiary,
the
so
rock dragon doesn't actually spawn. which is interesting. I haven't seen the rock dragon spawn in the realm, nor the jade statues either.
Oh, now that you mentioned,
so there's no way to get the longbow.
Oh, this thing is goofy. What the hell?
Are you looking at the bestiary now?
This looks awesome.
It's pretty funny.
I want to fight this.
It's way bigger than that, though. We killed off some of the sections.
Oh, I guess it's supposed to be like a hydra or something? Probably a hydra.
Something like that. It probably is.
What the hell?
But
awesome.
yeah, like the heads like do this crazy stuff. Like the AI on it's pretty funny. But the kaiju's probably followed close second in terms of my favorite event because it looks really cool. It's the big red dragon thing in the carboniferous area.
Oh yeah,
I've seen that
my
one around.
gosh.
Pretty cool.
Okay, I see what you mean. What the heck is this?
Yeah, it's sick. It's huge as well. It's like way bigger than you think.
The ivory wyvern or whatever, the one that drops the shatters, it's like
the behemoth?
Something behemoth, yeah. That one is, I don't know, that one's one of the ones where it just makes me laugh because it's like, why is this dude here? What's he doing here?
Yeah, it's kind of overall the whole fight just seems weird. Like you got a massive egg in the center that's just the chicken oryx egg. You've got the ivory wyvern, and then it's just this default yellow flooring with purple tornadoes on the like nothing fits or makes any sense there. It seems like a private server enemy for sure. So until that gets updated with new sprites, it's just like, yeah, it's a bit goofy, that one.
It's like playing Rod F again. Did you ever play Rod F?
No, I didn't. I never really got into the whole private server kind of stuff, but I had quite a few mates who were really into it.
Kind of, I don't know. I didn't really play it too much because I was a P server person, but they had some cool stuff on there. Like you remember when they added alien gear where it like, oh, you get hit and you armor break like the enemy or something? Yeah, all that stuff was like added from, I think Rod F did that originally, or Elder Realms, and Deca kind of pulled
I heard
the
someone
feature.
was working on Rod F coming back. I don't know if that's true.
They announced canceling it like 6 months ago, which made me sad because I was a big fan of their work.
I do like how all of the kind of event whites from the previous realm are now dropping in like multiple locations as well. Like you can get jug drops from like 3 different places now, which is kind of cool. And they're all like buffed by a factor of 3, the drop rates apparently, from what Triton was saying.
Yeah, they're pretty legit.
Whites in general are more common, which is really, really nice.
Yeah, big fan. Because I know Pogmer drops from like, is it the deep sea and then the carnivorous area?
Yeah, it's from the Carboniferous and the Tundra so far that we know of.
Oh yeah, the one
I'm
right
not
underneath
sure what I think the Bane Serpent drops a Pogmer as well, because it drops a fungal.
Yeah,
which is kind of interesting. So. I haven't got that confirmed on the beastiary. No one sent me a screenshot of it yet though, so pending edition.
Yeah, I might have your back. I don't know. I'll let you know, because I know one of the people that I do stuff with a lot, one of my friends, Itty, he does a lot of like in-realm stuff, so he might have some footage or some pictures to send over.
Because it's actually kind of fun to be in the realms now. Like you can do your own thing, you can teleport around, it's way more just convenient. So if you want like a chill time, and you don't want to have the hassle of going through a bunch of empty servers just trying to get into USEs too, you can literally go in any server now and just chill out and just kill some enemies, do some dungeons, get some potions. It's nice. It's a good time. So even as like a veteran player, I do like it as well in that sense.
I wish they would do maybe, I don't remember what P server did this, but like basically when a realm closes, instead of just like everybody sent to Oryx, there's like a big Oryx portal that gets spawned in the middle. And then everybody goes to the castle if they want to. Otherwise, they can go and like farm Floral Escape still if they want to.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, like a big central event spawns on the map or something and everyone gets notified.
I think that might be the way to go, just to keep Discords happy.
Or even the Oryx 1 fight. Like Oryx himself comes down to the realm and then you can go into the wine cellar from there.
I like that too. Get rid of the castle, honestly. The castle's a waste of time. Nobody.
Oryx slag.
Like they're getting rid of Janus anyway, so there's no point in really.
Oh yeah, wait, there's no
anymore.
point. Because all the Court of Oryx dungeons are in the realm now.
Yeah, I did see somewhere that they were planning on getting rid of Janus in the coming months.
That's kind of sad, but
yeah.
Make sure you have a Janus mark as a collectible. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, it's sad, but it's a necessary change.
It is. I wonder if they could do anything with it, but I don't know.
So
is
this how they get rid of Oryx slag?
Is
this how they
finally
get rid of it?
That literally could it. You literally don't need Oryx lag if Oryx himself spawns. Oh my god.
Because you don't
and then
get
you just
like
have the
O2
realms on like
lag.
a long respawn time.
There's no
Yeah.
O3
Yeah, I
lag
suppose you could.
either.
Yeah. Because the realm doesn't have... Bro, we need to get this to Deca right now. We have an idea. I'm going to make a video on this. Oh, shit. I accidentally opened up Minecraft on my hotbar. That's going to lag the shit out of my computer.
Oh, real
Okay,
shit.
sorry. Okay.
See.
Yeah. Okay, Witchellin. Yeah, no, I like that. The idea of just Oryx spawning is a big event. Everyone can fight him if they want. And then you go into Wine Cellar. Because Oryx 1 isn't even really that hard of a fight. So it's not like a super difficult or, you know, dangerous event to spawn in the realm. So if a new player teleports, they're going to get instantly murked.
Yeah.
I honestly think that's the best solution that I've seen.
Honestly, Oryx is easier than a lot of the realm events. At least maybe because I'm more familiar with Oryx now than like all the new ones. But
No, I have to agree. Like anything Godlands and
And you can-
upwards is like
Yeah.
harder.
You could even make the realm still shake when Oryx spawns to signify to the entire realm that he has
Oh.
spawned. And then just stop it. Like,
That'd
the
be
shaking
so
is not
cool.
what causes the lag. Yeah. Oh,
wait,
damn.
we're
Yeah,
geniuses.
we gotta bring this forward.
Dude, we need to be hired by Deca, I think. That was pretty good.
Real.
I did have like this crazy... This was actually what almost brought me back to YouTube for the first time. So this was years ago now. Just after Exalts were released and people were complaining about how tedious of a grind it was. And like it was favoring key pops and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I thought of like an idea of like a new player version of that, like Paramounts. So by doing the lower tier dungeons for enough times, you essentially make the amount of potions that are required to max on that class less. So it rewards like the new player experience by essentially making it easier to max therefore after. Which I thought was an interesting concept because you could get like +5 to defense, but it doesn't give you +5. It just means that you need to drink 5 less defense potions to max.
I think that
Which
would
is
be good,
just
honestly.
like I was going to
Yeah.
go into like a full in-depth kind of explanation as to how it works because it incentivizes the early game kind of play style. So you have a goal in the early game, which is something that you really need as a newer player. Otherwise, you're just kind of aimless, doing nothing. And then it makes your life easier. So you feel like you're getting permanent, you know, additions to your account, which helps kind of reduce the effect that a death on a character will have on a newer player's experience, because a death on their character that they've spent, you know, like an hour on is a huge blow and will likely make them quit. Whereas, you know, veteran players, if they die, that's basically nothing for us. So you need to give them some sort of permanent progression system that extends beyond the permadeath aspect of this game. Otherwise, it's not going to latch as strongly with the general player base. So that's what I was thinking of. Anyway, Paramounts. I think they were pretty good.
I think that's pretty cool. I
Agree.
would love that. I'm not even
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Yeah.
I hate maxing.
Yeah. If you can make it, like, pair that now with the better kind of maxing system that they've got now, and you can really make a significant difference to, like, how characters are maxed.
Yeah.
And it also gives endgame players more stuff to grind if they want, but they don't have to, because it doesn't affect anything. It's more for newer players.
Honestly, even now as a veteran player, you know when you get the start of a season, everybody starts their PPE, and then you like 8 your character the first day, and then you die on the first day. They call it getting day one, and you're just like, I'm done. Back to main vault for now.
Yeah.
I'll play seasonal again in a couple days. I don't know.
That's kind of how I feel on this bloody assassin right now. I'm kind of pushing for White Star. I have been for the last few months,
Oh,
and I'm getting extremely close. I think I've got 4 more stars to go.
what
And
classes?
I was just on... I've got Assassin, Huntress, Mystic, and Necro. So I've done all of the really crap classes like Samurai, Kensei.
Whoa.
Some people are going to
Samurai?
Some people are going to crucify me for Trickster as well. I hate that class.
Oh my gosh.
It's just so rough. It's
Dude.
rough to like get 15k on because of how like fast paced the character like playstyle is.
Okay,
Like
that's
you
fair.
can just
Yeah.
yeet yourself into a boss so easily. I think I iterated through about 10 tricksters that got to about 9k base fame before I finally got 15k. And I said to myself, I'm literally never touching this class again now that I got 15k. That was so brutal. And the same thing is happening to my assassin right now. I got it to 12k, it died. And then I got it to 5k, it died. 5k again, it died. And I'm now at 5k again on this assassin. So I'm basically, what I'm saying is I'm going to die in the next week or so on this assassin for sure. Sorry, just had to vent that out.
I'm surprised you didn't have that with Rogue, because Rogue is like the bane of my existence.
Oh, dude, I did actually have that with Rogue, but I only had one major death on Rogue. Rogue sucked like actual ass to do, I'm not gonna lie. Just the class itself is not enjoyable to play anymore. Like, it's been nerfed indirectly to the ground through the addition of all of this new content, and it's been left in the dust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just not great. The cloaking ability is not rewarding.
With the new leather they have, the you know, the turncoat cape, right? It just makes Rogue irrelevant, because every single leather now has like a pretty somewhat consistent invis to like rush. So like Rogue is just poor guy.
Yeah, he's been left. But I'm glad that I did it, because I did all of the characters that I really, really didn't like early on, so that once I got burnt out of doing it, I at least had the good classes to do. So that's kind of where I've been. Like, I saw Assassin is not really a bad class to play. It's crowd control, you know, it's kind of more enjoyable. I like the bow classes in general. Huntress is kind of mid, but, you know, it is what it is. And then Necro and Mystic can't go wrong with staff classes. I like those. So it should be relatively fun, you know, all things considered. So let's take them.
I don't know about Mystic. I do not like Mystic.
What, do you not like Mystic?
Oh, I hate Mystic.
Dude, don't be like Loki.
I'm sorry, but if your primary tiered ability is to stop the monsters and you can't damage them at all, I don't think that's a good mechanic. I'm sorry. It's boring.
Yeah, I do agree with you.
Yeah,
but I think you can make it at least a little bit more tolerable with some of the UTs and STs, but that shouldn't be the only caveat to play a class for sure.
I mean, Ninja has the same issue. Like, tiered stars don't feel good. You need, like, Rage Claws or Kunai to play it. And Mystic, it's, like, Primal Arcana and the Oryx one, right?
Yeah.
And Conflict.
Yeah. I do not have the Primal Arcana. I would love that. That would be cool. I haven't done a Shatters to full completion yet, anyway.
Oh, you haven't? Yeah, let me run you through one.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I do need to, at one point, go through a Shatters. I had a mate try and explain it to me, but I've got to the King fight, like, 3 times now. So it's not like I haven't touched it. I just have never made it to patience.
Honestly, just do it with Ref, because he's been trying to get me to do Shatters and I cannot do Shatters. I will not touch that dungeon until I get a little bit better at the game. But they've actually like been getting me through Moonlights. It's crazy. Like they are goats at teaching the game.
No, you taught a lot of that yourself, because like Moonlight's just kind of the dodge. You're just getting better at the game. Like, don't discredit yourself at all for that one.
Dude, why is it so hard? Why is Pink Finale so hard?
Oh god, don't even get me started on Pink Finale. Holy crap. On testing, I was doing like a bunch of them to try and like solo, and I only managed to do one solo on testing, and Pink Finale was the bane of my existence for sure. Yeah. I don't know why that's so rough. At least it looks pretty.
It does look really good.
It's looks so good. Oh my god, I love that dungeon.
Like, in terms of the finale, it's just so claustrophobic.
I do like how there's so much lore embedded into it as well, and there's just so many secrets that are probably still being, you know, found. Because I know there's the whole Black Flame thing with Moonlight Village. I don't really understand what that's all about, but people don't really even know what causes it to happen. A lot of stuff that I've seen about Moonlight Village is really cool.
Yeah, we have a friend of ours, a mutual friend, that is like a very chronic Moonlight enjoyer. And the last time we talked to him about it, I think he doesn't even know what the Black Flame thing is. They're still trying to piece it together.
Yeah, like I think they've managed to spawn like 3 flames or something, but have literally no idea what they do. Who knows? Who knows what's planned, or if it's even in the game yet.
I think he gave up on doing it because it's really, really hard to nail the timing in the tutorial to like spawn it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think a lot of them just kind of gave up.
Yeah, well, I would at one point love to do true Umi. That would be kind of like my end goal, I think. But I've heard the grind for that is just so unbelievable that it's really probably not worth doing for any sane person with a job. But at least the skins look pretty cool. Like, have you seen the Paladin and the Sorcerer skin?
Oh my gosh, yes.
They're so overkill, and it's like the biggest flex I've seen. But I love them. Like, I really want the Sorcerer one.
Honestly, they look cooler than like the huge orcs pet skin you get for like exalting everything. Like,
oh dude,
it
I
automatically
love that
looks
skin.
cooler.
It looks
PvP
so
skin.
cool. Yeah. Well, that's why you got player opacity, I suppose. But yeah, I would love that exalted arg skin. I have 120 exalts. I think you need what, 400? Is it 450 or 420?
I thought it was 720. No?
No, it's
no,
like,
you definitely don't need to get the full amount.
but it's still like an
it's one
insane
of the
number.
tiered rewards. Yeah, it's like the final tier. Wait, what's 720 divided by 5?
I think it's either
44.
480 or 500 where you get the oryx. It's somewhere insanely high.
570. I think it's 500. Don't quote me on that though. But
could
I've
ask
still got a
Seb.
long way to go before I got that. Seb, yeah. He
Yeah.
probably knows, to be honest. Knowing him, he probably bloody fed it as well.
He did. Yes,
way.
It was part of one of his charity live streams where he said if he got to a certain tier, he would feed his oryx pet skin, and he did. It was awesome.
He's a different breed of human. Like, I swear to God, he's so good at the game, but just doesn't care about the stuff in the game. Clearly, there's no vanity or anything for him to like want to flex about. He's just, yeah. I'm blowing smoke up his ass right now, but he's just a nice dude. He deserves it. But I also saw how he fed his Abyss trophy, which I think was something he won for like the Abyss speedrunning event.
Oh,
It was like a donation tier award, and he hit it, and so he had to feed it, which was quite funny because there's only 25 of those in existence.
that's awesome though. That means he's just that committed. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, all the power to him. I would not have the balls to set a reward like that. I like my ability to flex too much.
Dude, if I can't even get rid of like my little 2017 veteran coin, like that'll never go away. I love that little thing.
Oh yeah, no chance. That's staying in my either my pet saddlebag or my vault.
My
Yeah.
energy signet, which like changes all the players in the area
See,
to like the
I
little
wish I had
ginges.
that.
Oh my gosh.
Like if you put
I love it so
that
much.
in your pet saddlebag, you can use it anywhere, no risk, and it freaks people out.
Oh, that's
Which
true.
is so good.
Wait,
That's
you're so
forehead.
smart. Dude, Deca needs to hire you.
If you have a beach ball or like a Valentine's egg or something there, you can all put them in your pet saddlebag and you use them everywhere with no risk, which is pretty cool. I was using my veteran thing as well in like an 03, which was funny.
Huh.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so if you've got those cool consumable things, go ham on them. I was a bit nervous though at first when they introduced the pet saddlebag because I was like, knowing Deca, there's going to be some bug that'll just delete all of the items in my pet saddlebag.
Well, more
And so
like
I took them
dupe,
out when they...
But
Or dupe, yeah. Not that it really matters if you dupe limited items that are restricted to your account and have no actual functional purpose. But yeah, no. Big forehead, chuck that in.
yeah, how about that?
Yeah. Anyway,
Funny.
what was your biggest inspiration for becoming a Realm YouTuber in the first place?
I had a friend of mine, his name was Rexy, in 2012 when the last UT trading weekend happened. He was a streamer at the time. I wouldn't say he was a massive streamer, but he had a couple of viewers back then, which was pretty good for Realm in 2012. And one of the viewers just gave him an Ogma. And me being the kid that I was legitimately at that time, I was like, holy crap,
No way.
you can get free stuff if you stream or do YouTube. And so I started YouTube with the humble intentions of basically exploiting my fame for items and attention, as you do. And then it kind of became something substantially bigger than I could have ever imagined. And my intentions and desires shifted appropriately as I kind of went up the ranks, I suppose, in terms of the subscriber amounts. And it kind of got to the point where, I never really got to the point where I was accepting items. I would just kind of decline them every time because it felt like too exploitative to take them from people. And just my temperament, my personality, it just didn't suit well with me. Because I was like a kid when I started my YouTube channel. Like I'm only 25 now. So I was, quite young. And it was just like, started with Vanity, ended with other intentions, which is cool. And it basically sparked my passion for, I suppose, video editing, content creation, and everything really. It kind of formed part of who I was as a person. I don't think I'd be the same person I am today without having done it, for sure. It's kind of wild how your life changed in a weird direction like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, pivotal point. Deca Debrief was like that for me when I applied to this podcast. And it,
Are you
definitely,
serious?
Yeah, dude, it changed the way that I like interact with the Realm community. It's there's not a big story behind
It's just
that, though.
small stuff like that, tiny little things that have much bigger meaning to yourself is all that it really takes for your whole life to change, whether in the moment or long term, compounded over time, 10 years.
Yeah.
Wild.
It's funny because it's such a niche community, but it lasts with you for so long.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my closest friends came from this game. Some of us, like Ginyarn and I, and 2 other mutual friends, we all met up IRL for the first time last year.
Oh, wow.
And that's all because we just ended up being in the same fucking Realm Guild like 7 years ago. Which is awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I guess in terms of my playstyle, like I've heard lots of people get like their closest friends from this game and stuff. And whilst I have a lot of good friends from this game, I wouldn't say that I'm a highly like social player. Like my playstyle is very much like isolated, introverted, just kind of want to stay to myself, which is kind of weird given that I'm a content creator.
Yeah.
But that's just who I am, really. So I kind of keep to myself a lot in the game, which I, over the years, thought was a bit of a hindrance to content creation, because I think some of the best moments that you get are from doing goofy shit with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
And that's some of the most enjoyable videos that I have on my channel from back in the day, is the ones where I'm just messing around with my mates. But I also live in one of the most isolated cities on the planet. And so meeting up with people IRL is certainly not a super easy thing to do unless they live in Perth, Western Australia.
Not exactly the nicest time zone either.
Yeah, you're a little bit away from Seb then.
Yeah, no, I'm quite a few time zones away.
Yeah, I think
He's
like,
at least 4 hours, 5 hours ahead.
Yeah, he's like 2 hours, I think, from Melbourne. So, and like Melbourne's like bottom right of Australia, right? Yeah. So that's pretty far away.
Yeah, it really is. At least a few thousand kilometers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, people don't really, I suppose, realize how big Australia actually is in terms of its landmass. I don't really even appreciate it too much until you kind of compare it to other countries on the planet. And like you can comfortably fit the US inside it, which I thought was kind of wild.
Yeah, because people think of the US as a behemoth. I get they both are.
Yeah,
fucking
right.
Behemoths.
They really are. Although I think you guys have like an order of magnitude more people than we do, because half of our continent is not inhabitable.
Actually, it's the same thing here in the US. Is that like the central states make up like 5% of the population, and then like 50% of the population
to the coast.
Yes, very severely so.
I guess
as a New Yorker,
sense,
I can say that.
Yeah, right. Okay.
If I remember the statistic properly, it's like the 5 biggest cities hold like 50% or like 40% of the population of the US, like some insane number.
That certainly sounds probably right, because people usually want to be around like the hub areas for sure.
Yeah.
I guess I never really thought about that, because I've kind of just like seen like Colorado. I think, what's the other ones in the inside? Ohio. Is Ohio inside?
Yeah.
I only know that from memes.
Kansas. Oh yeah. Ohio. Gyat Rizzler, whatever. I don't know. I'm not my generation.
Toilet, Gyat Rista, Baby Gronk.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm all into that stuff.
Oh my gosh.
My Instagram reels are just pure brain rot. Like, it's actually a genuine problem for me, but I find it so funny. Yeah, Kansas, Nebraska, Wyoming. I guess I always I heard those state names for a while, like growing up or whatever in like movies and stuff, but I always just figured they were just populated like everywhere else. I see the US is like a nice even distribution.
Oh, so far from it.
Yeah. Well, I always knew New York was pretty highly dense, or like California, but everywhere else I just kind of saw as like a nice even spread. But I guess I'm really wrong.
Yeah, I think it works like
That's
that in
quite
like
funny.
any country. Like I know, like same thing for Canada. Like Saskatchewan is like kind of fucking empty. Nobody lives in Alberta except that one city that like everybody lives in.
Well, I knew someone from South Dakota. That was a bit of a wake-up call, because I suddenly realized how empty that place was. That was actually a Pear Rot MG, if you remember her from the back in the day.
What's your favorite food?
Yeah,
Now that we're off realm.
We've gone off topic quite a lot.
Just
Favorite
talking about the
food?
US.
Oh, Christ, I don't know, hey. It's either going to be like stir fry or like special fried rice. I like that a lot. Super into, Eastern food for sure. Yeah, no, I'd say stir fry. That's a good one. Got your veggies, got your meat, got your carbs as well, which is nice. I'm going to lock in that answer.
Shoot, I was expecting something like some like fucking like some chicken Nando's or something.
I was
Is that
just
racist?
thinking that
Oh,
too.
yeah, but I used to work at Nando's back in the day, years ago.
Dude,
Yeah, you told us that the last time we were on, you had 2 jobs, one at a Nando's and one at a fish and chip shop, right?
Oh yeah, holy crap, that was so long ago.
Yeah. Actually, I told you that was my favorite episode we
holy
recorded.
shit. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I no longer work there.
Yeah.
I have moved on to bigger and better things.
It's like the Aussie
Although it was
Gambit,
a good
working
time
at a
in my
cheeky
life.
Nando's while you're in college.
It's funny hearing people say cheeky Nando's in the wrong context.
Little
It's
uneducated
weird 'cause
US
that was
people.
such a big part of my life. No, I mean, I don't blame you, because pretty much the only thing you'll hear is, let's go out for a cheeky Nando's.
You say it
Quite
so
funny.
perfect, dude. I love it.
I mean, he's got the accent for
Well,
it.
I
We
was-
don't have it.
I was straining saying that. It felt weird. I don't think I've actually ever said a cheeky Nando's. Or maybe I have, actually. I'd argue that a bigger thing here is like cheeky Macca's.
Oh, yeah.
I was just about to ask about that because I had a friend from New Zealand who was like, I will not allow you to say McDonald's anymore. You can only say Macca's from now on. And I was like,
Yeah, Macca's
why?
is kind of the way that it's always said here. Like even the boomers and the oldies here, they'll say like Macca's.
Really?
Like, it's certainly like culturally ingrained in our vernacular, which is quite funny.
Wow, wait, that's actually really surprising. Then again,
Yeah.
I taught my mom what mewing was. Like, my brother and I just, like, sat her
No.
down and we explained it to her.
Well, as long as it wasn't like edging,
Oh my god.
I think we're pretty good.
Goon
That
maxing.
seems to be also the good maxing. Oh Christ, I've seen so many like AI videos of just like people just copy pasting that like copy pasta skibbity toilet crap into a text to speech.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
pure brain rot.
Like the level
Oh, I
10
love
gut
it.
Rizzler.
Yeah. Those are my life fuel at the moment.
Jesus Christ, man.
Wait.
Oh God. I know my phone or like the Google overlords are listening to me say this right now. I'm about to get a crap load of this stuff recommended on my like main feed. But I'm not going to complain. That's fine. I'm chilling. I play around with Mad God. My brain's kind of melted anyway.
Real. We play the brain rot game. Might as well be brain rot outside of.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's the natural progression from Realm, to be honest. Skip
Yeah,
your
it's,
toilet.
it's the lifestyle, you know? It kind of comes hand in hand.
I saw the
Yeah.
most, like, brain rot video the other day. I'm trying to find it so I can send it to you so you can watch it later.
Was
It,
it my
like-
my most recent video?
No. It was, I think I linked it to Ref, and he just, like,
Ah, the one in Media Drop.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, that was like ultra brain rot.
It was pretty bad.
Oh my god. I was really upset with myself that I laughed at it so hard.
I love it when you find those like hell scuff videos. Oh God, I'm just looking at the thumbnail right now. Actually, I think I've seen this. I think I've
No
I
way.
genuinely think I've
No
seen this.
way.
Yeah, my mate sent this to me.
I think
Yeah,
you're
no,
too
I
far
have
gone.
seen this.
No.
No, my girlfriend sent me this the other day.
There is no way. What the hell, man?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. It was very uncomfortable actually. I love super obscure, weird, kind of uncomfortable humor. Like if it makes me cringe, I'm kind of like all for it, but at the same time hate it at the same time. Yeah. It's wild. You know
Yeah.
your brain's kind of scrambled eggs when that happens.
Yeah. I love this stuff
don't know if there's
sometimes,
any
but
recovery.
I'll never admit to someone and be like, man, that was hilarious. I'd be like, yeah, that was brain rot.
Yeah, that skibbity toilet video was sick, man. Can you send me more of those, please? I love that.
Oh god.
I there was like on Mondays, like me and my mates, we get together and we usually watch a movie or something like that. And my brothers are kind of part of my friend group as well because we used to all work together. So we all had like this weird kind of strange situation where we had the same friend group because we all knew each other from work. And so like my brother, I think, left the room for like a second and we all jumped on his PC and just put on like this 20-hour playlist of Skibbity Toilet like lore videos.
Oh.
Oh my
And
god.
then just like hit like slept like put his monitors to sleep, so they were playing infinitely on loop for like hours overnight, and so his metadata just got hell screwed up and he was getting recommended Skibbity Toilet memes for like I don't know how many weeks, but I think it's finally kind of turned the corner. But we felt quite bad because his entire main page was just Skibbity Toilet. Yeah, I think that's probably one of my favorite pranks pulled in the wild.
Poor guy.
But they're kind of the group that formed part of my second channel.
Ruppy.
That has to be like a war crime.
Yeah. I think it genuinely probably is. I haven't looked at the legality of it.
Hey, speaking of Ruppy, episode 8 of the Avatar Nightmare series.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, the problem is that episode is recorded and is partially edited. I love that series. It's so fun to do and so fun to edit. But the problem with it is that, it takes a lot of work to set up for the video, like editing all of the clips ourselves. But at the same time, everybody has to kind of be on the same page, have the kind of same energy. And if one person is kind of not as camera or YouTuber mode energetic and kind of vibe with the video, then others have to pick up that slack. Otherwise, it's kind of hard to find moments in the video to edit or do anything. It's just the standard content creation dilemma, really. Like, if you're with a group of people, there's always going to be some that'll be more extroverted or dominant in the video, and some that'll be a little bit more in the back but still laughing and stuff. But it then also significantly lends itself to periods where everybody may not be in a best state of mind, and so we unfortunately ran into a bit of a blockage there, where on the recording of episode 8, I had just started, because I recently graduated. So last year I graduated from the degree. I'm now working full time, but last year I was basically doing a bunch of like hospital placement stuff that I was a student for. I essentially had to start this new placement. The Monday night that we recorded was the day after I started this prac placement. So I was zonked. Like, I was so tired. Like, my brain was just not firing, but I knew I had to record this. And my brother had gone through a breakup with his long-term partner at that time. So he was dead as well. And just in general, I think the vibe was just way off for that episode. And so I sat down afterwards to like edit the video, and I was just like, I know this is going to be so rough to edit because there's just going to be no energy and it's just not going to hit the same. And I sat down, and it's so difficult to get through the editing simply because I don't find any of it fun to watch, because I knew what was happening at the time for all of us. It was just a bad vibe. It just kind of killed the video a little bit, which is, not anything about the series and how enjoyable it is to watch. It's just that episode, for whatever reason, just the stars didn't align for that one, and it hit a bit of a brick wall. So the video may very well eventually come out once I get around to finalizing it. It's just, it's not one that I'm as proud of as the other ones, because those are amazing in my eyes.
They are.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. It happens. It's happened with Deca Debrief
It does.
before.
It does.
That's why we have some that'll never see the light of day.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
I'm trying to think of the one with Sepchoof and Zen kind of just fell flat because there was nothing interesting to talk about, and like everybody was kind of in a content break besides Sepchoof, so like it was good like casual talk, but we ended up scrapping it because there was I listened back to it and I was like, who's gonna listen? There's nothing interesting here, and it's sad because I got the boys together for it.
Dang.
So,
yeah, and that's the rough thing with having to kind of bring a bunch of people together to create content, because you can pump the energy up as much as you need for the video, or try and get the juicy information that you want for the podcast or whatnot. But if the guests aren't kind of pulling that kind of same energy, it can sometimes be really difficult to create the thing that you wanted to create in the way that you saw it. Yeah, it's tricky.
To be honest, Sepchoof was all of that episode, so it is what it is. And then time went by, and it's like, okay, now all this information is out of date. It's never gonna see the light of day. But
it's also
whatever.
just like nerve-wracking to like talk to someone. Like, if I had to sit down and like do an episode with like Sepchoof, who I've never talked to, and Zenyatta. Well, actually, I've talked to Zenyatta a lot, but like not really so much recently. Like, it's just like two very different people that you have to like bring together, and it's like you're kind of nervous about it because you're recording. It's just like, oh, what do I do? That kind of thing. So it makes sense.
Yeah, that is tricky. Although Seb is a really nice guy to talk to.
Oh,
I will attest to that, having done the charity stream with him.
Anytime I need anybody to yap, like I know, like especially for really big updates. I mean that in the most positive way possible. If I need somebody to just talk about everything that's going on in Realm, and I get him on, we could talk for fucking hours. He's always got something to say, and it's awesome. He's so excited about the game.
He's very knowledgeable about Realm, like at a level that I realized quite early on that it's different from all of the other content creators in the space. Like, he's got a bit of a level of understanding about the game mechanics and everything that's just on a different level. Like, I certainly couldn't achieve kind of the stuff or depth that he has in some of his videos, which is pretty cool. It's nice that there's someone like that in the game.
I'm honestly surprised that he's not a closed tester, especially given like how much he knows and how passionate he is. But then again, also with like how he was almost unpartnered, I guess it makes sense. But even so,
I think as far as I'm aware, I think Deca viewed him as one of the more controversial partner programs, because I think it was quite restrictive at first, and that essentially was quite counterintuitive for who he was as a content creator and the type of content that he made. But who knows how that's going? I don't really know too much about that, but he is definitely the person that I want at the top for sure.
Do you have a favorite? Oh, sorry, go.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, man, I miss my Bickery Box 12 being at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, no, Hayes was on a different level. Like, his insight, I suppose, the way that he could construct a video and the quality of his voice really lended itself well to his tutorial content. Like, that stuff was legendary. Like, there's certainly a reason why he was where he was at the time, and I'm so glad that he kind of branched out into the Sonic stuff, because he seems to be doing a lot better with that.
Yeah,
which is really good to see.
So proud of him.
He truthfully deserves it. Yeah. Are you a big fan of Sonic or anything like that? I personally haven't got really much experience with the games or anything like that.
He's been trying to get me into it a little bit, and oh my gosh, man, it's like Hazel sent me like Sonic soundtracks because, okay, honestly, the soundtracks, fire. Never played a Sonic game in my life, but I would listen to the soundtracks like all day. They are so good. It's really interesting because I've only ever seen like the original gameplays, but the newer games seem really, like, I didn't expect them to be so modern, I guess, but they seem so interesting to like watch and play. So maybe one day.
I like the movies. They were a bit goofy. I went to see those with a few mates as a bit of a meme, but then we ended up actually liking them quite a lot.
Yeah, I heard they popped off. I never got to see them, but like, yeah, they seem to be really controversial on Twitter, and then everybody came back from the theaters and they're like, yeah, that was actually all right.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of how I felt. I loved how the really scuffed version of the Sonic movie went viral because it, like, the 3D model they used for Sonic was just really creepy.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That was so funny. I was actually genuinely disappointed that they fixed it because I was really looking forward to seeing the movie as a joke with the really creepy scuffed Sonic. So, yeah, it's alright.
I feel like there's been so many more adaptations of games into movies, like Detective Pikachu and like the Mario movie, things like that. I feel like I'm forgetting one that was recent, but I can't remember what it was.
It feels like there's been a heap, so I don't blame you.
Speaking of content creation, do you have a favorite Rebel the Mad God video?
Of myself or of someone else?
If you want to throw yourself into the pool, you are so more than welcome.
No chance. No chance of doing that. How vain do I have to be like, yeah, my favorite run video ever was just like my video? No chance.
I don't know, man.
The
return video was so cool.
That's true.
Look, I'll toot my own horn a little bit. It was pretty fire. I must admit, when I was editing it, I was getting goosebumps a few times. But I would say it's RodMG88. That one's my favorite by a landslide. It's fundamentally what made me push into getting a divine pet. But if you've not seen it, highly recommend it. Let me actually get it up.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. This is one I've seen before.
The music, the vibes. It's just some guy with a max divine pet from, when was it, 10 years ago, just absolutely breaking the game with how broken the pets were.
Oh, this looks awesome.
So good. He was just sitting on every boss, basically just perma-stunning, perma-paralyzing, killing with no health taking. It's
Dude,
sick.
What on earth is that reticle?
It's the old, I think it was Bandicam at the time. Like,
it is Bandicam.
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
Yeah, and it had that little like thing where you could highlight where your cursor was with like a yellow circle. I don't know why anybody turned that on. You'd turn it on for tutorials sometimes, but it looked so goofy. I don't know why anybody like clicked yes on that option.
Yeah, it is a bit weird. But that video is so fire. Like, I don't know how many times I've watched this. It's got 170,000 views. For a round video, that's pretty big.
I'm surprised I've never seen this before. I thought you were going to just say, like, because the usual answer, like, everybody has when we ask that is, like, oh, yeah, how I accidentally the Rot Make by Henez. That's always, like, the typical answer.
Oh, no. Like, I've seen that, and, like, I love Henez, but the video to me is just kind of mid.
Whoa.
For some reason, I don't like it that much. I like it because one of my mates dies in the video. That's pretty funny. It's just for legendary realm videos, I like it for the nostalgia. But in terms of the actual content, I think I've just got too much of a fine taste when it comes to editing. I'm very picky. Clearly not enough skibbity toilet memes for my liking.
Very picky. And then your favorite video is a flash video, just music.
Yeah, look, okay, I didn't say that my standards were the same as everybody else's. But no. I mean, RotMG, the RotMG is pretty good. Like, it's got, how many views now? 500k or something, which is nuts.
Yeah.
It's just, It's not one that I come back to that often.
I think the number one Realm video now is, I think it's a guy named Dragoon that says, like, I played the most addictive game ever. And then it got, like, 1.5 million views or something.
Is that more than the Markiplier video? Because I know he's kind of got quite a lot of views.
Oh, let's see.
His has got 1.9.
Oh yeah, so not quite number one.
Benji Fishy also plays Realm.
Isn't that the Fortnite guy? Yeah.
Yeah. I was looking at my subbed, like people who were subbed to me, and I was like, wait, there's a guy with 1.6 million subs that subscribed to me. It's like, what the hell? And then I realized it was Benji. I was like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense then.
Yeah, I remember that when Sepchi was talking about it some time ago, I think like 2 or 3 years ago, and he's talking about how he was trying to get these Fortnite people in, but Deca, and it was when the partner program was around, but like Deca wasn't being very cooperative with trying to like help these creators, like they ended up playing the game a lot, but like off stream, because a big problem they had was like they like streamed it or recorded it, and then like they would get like 10 people. It's like, why even bother streaming this? So they played off stream.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It needs to just,
It's always so funny.
It would be nice if... Sorry, I cut you off. You go, see.
Oh, I was going to say, it's always so funny, like, whenever, like, non-Realm players, like, look at Realm. Like, it reminded me of XQC looking at the Realm the Mad God trailer and him just completely shitting on it.
Yeah. Although I did see he also watched... He almost played it again, and then his mate talked him out of it.
Are you?
Which was...
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We were so close.
I know. Like, his friend was just like, no, dude, just don't. Just don't do it. So clearly he's played the game and knows what it's all about. But I was like, damn, that could have been something there. That would have been fun. But yeah, all we really need is like a big streamer to have like a good time playing the game, and it would do bits for the game. How likely is that to realistically happen at this stage? I think probably better now that the rework's out, but it still needs such a better onboarding process. That really should be their next biggest focus, to be honest.
Yeah, the new player experience.
Tutorial rework.
Dude, the tutorial needs to... everything that you said earlier, the pet, the tutorial, it all needs to change. If people started out with a heal magic heal pet,
to
it'll
just
be
do
so
Deca's job. Yeah, I'll do Deca's job and literally storyboard and concept up a full-on tutorial if they want me to.
Hey, you know what? You can pitch it when you're in the partnered program. I know they like some of the creators. They pitch, they pitch like ideas.
Pitch ideas that get ignored immediately. Yeah.
I think that all pets should be heal, heal, and whatever third ability.
For sure. Oh my god,
dude.
The only RNG for a pet should be the third ability.
I was given like 20 eggs from like 3 different people, and none of them were either heal, electric, or like. None of them were either like heal or heal, and it drove me crazy because I've been trying to make a new pet, which, by the way, I fused too soon and I had to send a support ticket to Deca, which is really funny because I was like, listen, I'm a really broke college student. I can't afford to make a new pet. Please help me. And they were like, okay, sure.
Yeah, the whole fusion system
that
needs to go.
whole process shouldn't happen. Yeah. Like, I'm happy to fuse to get like a better rarity of pet, and then you obviously need the fame requirements to be higher to feed it. That's fine. I don't care about that. But the fact that they brick your entire account by locking you out of being able to max your pet if you make a mistake all the way back at like the uncommon stage is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh god, there shouldn't be a like if you fuse 2 uncommons at 45 instead of 50, there shouldn't be a penalty that prevents you from being able to max a rare. It should just obviously take more levels and therefore more fame accumulatively to feed the pet.
I feel so bad.
That should be the penalty.
Like whenever I see like a new player and like, or like their realm eye and it just says like 63 pet or like
max,
like some max, and it's just like random ass numbers, and I'm like, oh man, you're gonna have such a rough time later.
And because exactly, and because they literally, it says max on it, they think, oh okay, cool, it's maxed out. Nice. Like there's nothing that indicates that is so catastrophically wrong that to basically fix it, they have to create a new rare pet in its entirety.
I wonder how that would go if you like contact support and you're like, hey, I fucked up my pet like 7 years ago. Could you like fix this?
Yeah, no, I don't think they can, because if you fuse 2 uncommons to a rare and that was already scuffed, and then you fuse that into a legendary, which is now even more scuffed and has a cap at like 81 or something, they can't unfuse 2 iterations of the pet because that just becomes... I don't know how it works. Like, would they do that?
I don't know, because when I asked Deca to like revert my pet fusion, it was like maybe a year at least after I fused my pet together, and they gave me back half my fame and all of my feed power, even though it's been that amount of time. So I feel like maybe if it was in like...
They do track it, maybe?
Yeah, maybe if it was in like a recent enough time frame, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is really weird. It's a system that doesn't need to exist. Players should be given a pet at the tutorial that should explain what their function is. You should get the pet saddlebag at the tutorial as well to give people the ability to not bugger their pet up if they've bought a saddlebag and then realize that they need to put a saddlebag on it for free, which they can't do anymore. So that should be part of the tutorial for sure. But they just,
Wait, what?
It's not there yet.
There's a free satchel?
Do you not know about that? Oh no.
Am I too far gone? I have 5 slots.
Oh yeah, you're too far gone. So when they released the pet saddlebag, they released the ability to get a free one for everybody that was complaining. Because initially it was started where you would have to actually, to get your first slot, you would have to pay like 500 gold or something. And people were pissed at that on testing. So they were like, okay, we'll give you a tinker request that'll give you a free pet saddlebag. And so people got the free saddlebag, which is still a thing on the account. But if you've bought one already, it doesn't work because it only allows you to unlock the first slot.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm cooked.
That is so good because I don't have anything unlocked on my pet yet, and I just noticed that quest today. So that is so good to know. That is so lucky.
Yeah,
okay.
So don't buy one.
Well, I guess it was only $2, but man, that's a little annoying.
It is very annoying. See, but this is it, right? Like, you're not a new player. How would you expect a new player to know that?
Yeah, honestly,
like,
no.
Unless you're a Reddit gremlin or like a blog post gremlin like myself. Like, I read everything. I'm super into like everything realm. So I obviously knew, but like, my God, man, that should just be in the tutorial. It should be given to all new accounts for free right there and then. You can't Nexus from the first ever instance of the tutorial, so they'll get it done. It's a no-brainer, really. It needs to happen. Tutorial needs an overhaul.
Do you remember when Fyron contacted you maybe like 3 or 4 years ago about the ultimate guide to Realm of the Mad God?
You talking about me?
Yeah.
Fyron. I don't recognize that name. Is that from anywhere specifically?
Phairon. It's a friend of ours, and we were talking about... They wanted to make a video called Ultimate Guide to Realm of the Mad God, and one of the sections was going to be, I think you wanted to do pets, and so you would voice and edit like your own section. And there's like 8 of
holy
us.
Crap! Yeah. Oh my God, that's a deep cut. I did not remember that. I remember way back in the day, way back in the day, there was like on Skype. There was like Silver Dollar, Pear.mg, I think White.mg, like all of these OG content creators. We all got together and we were going to do this massive like white bag montage between all of us. And that never happened. But yeah, sorry, that just triggered that memory in me for some reason. But yeah, you're right. I have not thought about that in a good amount of time, at least over half a decade.
Yeah, it's been a long fucking time. I got him to start working on the video again because he dropped the project and he started it back up again like a week ago.
Nice. Full support.
Yeah, be awesome to see it. There's so much in Realm that has to be covered for newer players.
It honestly is. And I think one of the videos that this podcast has made me realize that I probably need to do is what the tutorial needs. I think I need to do like a full tutorial thing.
Agreed.
And hopefully get Deca to listen. I'm going to write that down.
I've done half the tutorial. Well, okay. I was collecting some Ring of Minor Defenses for memory purposes, and like that makes you do like the chicken and the butcher. Oh wait, no, not the butcher. Yeah, maybe the butcher. I think I did do the butcher. Yeah.
They expanded the butcher. There's like a couple extra sections, but they still suck.
It's just not enough at all.
It is updated. Like I probably did the old tutorial thousands of times back in the day
to get
just because it was the only. It was to get the quest complete fame bonus.
Oh,
like 1,000 quests complete because the chicken counted as one.
Oh, really?
Wow.
So you could just do the tutorial over and over and over again to get quests complete. And you would also then save your aiming accuracy because you can control everything. So that was fine.
Yeah, that's
I did that unironically thousands of time on a couple of my characters, which is so brain rot. But that also kind of explains why I'm into skibbity toilet stuff.
To clarify,
I'm not into skibbity toilet. Fortitude. I'm into the meta of Skibbity Toilet. I like the meta commentary on it, on how it's like, Gen Z brain rot humor incarnate. Okay,
is this coping?
That's my 2 cents. This is coping hardcore, for sure. I'm inhaling deep amounts of copium right now.
How do you prefer to play the game? Because there's a lot of people that will play in the realms and kind of do solo play. I know Yin does that a lot. There's people who run Discords and they kind of go for 720. What's your preferred way to play this game?
Well, I'm certainly not someone who's going to get all of the exaltations. I think I'd rather, I don't know, rip my fingernails off with a pair of pliers than do that.
Real.
But at the same time, this is going to be like heresy to say this, but I do like Discord runs. Like, I don't hate the concept. I like how it brings a bunch of people together. Like, the game in and of itself is a cooperative MMO. Like, that is what it is, right? So that's it to the most polished degree. And I love all of the automation and how polished Discord runs have become. So it feels quite seamless. Sure, as a veteran player, that makes sense to me. But as a new player, that's so alien and so foreign. It's just, I do like to play Discords. But at the same time, I also really like playing in the realm. I would say that I'm quite a safe player. I don't take too many risks. And that's always kind of how I've been. Farming Godlands for fame on ends, even after Exaltations was released, was a big thing that I would do just for fame. I didn't need potions or anything. It's just like a casual thing that I can do, almost like a comfort. Yeah. But I would say before the Realm rework, I was a heavy Discord gremlin. Like, I was doing a lot of Discord runs just because that was really the only way that I could play the game that I love. And playing in the Realms was actual brain rot. Like, it sucked. But I think now that the realms have been reworked and are actually a little bit more engaging now, I could certainly see myself kind of going back into the realms as my predominant playstyle, and then kind of augmenting that with the odd Discord run here and there, because how else are you going to do any exaltations, realistically speaking? But yeah, I think that's probably where I'm at in terms of my playstyle for sure. I'm a bit of a kind of an all-rounder, really. Like, I like Endgame stuff, but at the same time, I love the really chill stuff at this. So, yeah, I don't really have a direct answer for that.
Same here. I agree. It's like there's a nice mix between both, especially with the Realm rework now, because before the Realm rework, to be honest, I kind of just swung towards Discords, because like playing in the Realm just kind of became, it's just Omega brain rot. Not a whole lot to do. One of the things that I was really hopeful for was that the party system would kind of fix it a little bit more. The Realm rework's doing some good stuff for that, but I don't know. I have this a whole thing with guilds, because I loved guilds. Playing in guilds was my favorite thing. When you do a Tomb of the Ancients and you'd be like, who's getting on Knight, who's getting on Archer, okay, we're going best nut Geb. I don't know. I miss guild play, but Discords have kind of filled that space.
There needs to be a party system for guilds. Like, I think the party system should also work in a very similar way to the guild. Like, the same menu should open up and you should click guild, and then you can kind of connect to all of your mates in the guild that are online. Like, I think that would be quite cool. At least give guilds some functionality in that sense. But you're right, guilds need a bit of an overhaul.
And I think it would be cool if there's
everything
like
needs a bit of an overhaul.
I think there should be like we talked about this a long time ago on the podcast, but it would be awesome if the guild had like a community chest where you could put like whites that you don't want, or like void tops, and you can go give it to your little guild mates that like suck or whatever.
Oh.
I see stuff like that, and all I can think of is how people will exploit that and find a duping method.
There's going to be a dupe.
The game.
Every single time. Pet saddlebags, dupe method. Realm rework, dupe method. Party system, dupe method. Holy shit, they have not been on a good streak.
If it involves inventory, like, I get nervous.
Yeah, that shit scares me.
There's been so many exploits lately. Like, okay, the pet saddlebags were like one of the recent like duping ones, but have you seen like the ones recently regarding like the rate of fire one, or the one where you could put like your ability in your weapon slot? Like, it's just like ridiculous.
I don't really pay too much attention to that sphere, so I only hear when it becomes really extreme, like the changing the weapon rate of fire. But kind of my idea of how prevalent hacking is and what it's capable of is just so obfuscated by just a lack of interest that I don't really know kind of what it's like anymore in terms of that vibe. But you're right, like the ones that I've seen are the really big ones. So the rate of fire hacks, the auto dodging scripts, that kind of stuff. The stuff that really breaks the game.
Honestly, the rate of fire one is kind of funny.
Yeah, it was like, because it was right, like, I think the last day of it was right when the Desert Leaderboard event just came out. So, like, I'm not sure if Ref was in it, but we were doing cults. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, the white cultist was just gone.
Yeah.
He just disappeared.
Yeah, someone would rush the thing, do the rate of fire to kill the Agonized Titan before anybody gets there. And then you'd go into the cultist hideout, and he fucking instantly killed white. So you only have 4 cultists for the entire run, and it was just really funny. Because he was just missing.
That is... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess I don't really play too much to notice that kind of effect. Or at least not Discord runs, because I'm spending more of my time just chilling in the realm at the moment.
Yeah, I think you just see that stuff by chance.
Stuff I don't really affect. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's certainly the type of thing that I would record if I saw it, because it's funny.
It was just bewildering. Like, the fact that not only that happened, but that also was in the game for like as long as it was.
I love watching the videos back in the day with like the admin items that were spawned in.
Oh.
That was fun. Or even recently when one of the Deca admins accidentally spawned like the Kraken's gift and just gave admin items to like a crap load of people. That was so funny.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. Do you know about that?
No, I haven't heard of it.
It was a big thing, yeah. She didn't realize that what she was spawning would be available to kill for all of the players. And so it's like, it spawns every item in the game or something like that. If you kill the right thing, it like basically spawns a bunch of Thessal gifts that drop all of these specific items. And this guy hit the one that drops all the admin items.
No
which was crazy.
way.
It's just like kill all of the events in a realm. It's like an item that you can consume.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty broken. I think that was the fastest I've heard that Deca rolled back the servers.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do a rollback for the pet saddlebags. Because I heard
I didn't really know how bad it was.
I heard it was terrible,
okay.
but I don't know because I'm not in those circles.
It was just
okay.
anything that was soulbound you could like give to somebody else. I think that was the main thing.
Except UTs and STs, but like there's some. Well, okay. I heard that there was a duping method. I don't know like too much about it, so I probably shouldn't talk about it. But I heard it was that the duping was like the really bad thing on why they like shut down the servers for a little bit to try and figure things out.
Yeah, I suppose that would be really the only thing that would make them do that, like a game-breaking dupe.
What's your favorite dungeon in the game?
There are actually quite a few that I like quite a lot. I hold the fungal cavern in pretty high regard.
No way. What?
Yeah, believe it or not. It was fundamentally the dungeon that brought me back after I quit YouTube initially in like 2019, 2020. If you look at my fame history on Realm Eye, you'll see that there's like a period after I stopped that I was just gone, and then I come back out of nowhere and basically kickstart playing again. And it was because I started running fungal caverns and I really liked the dungeon. So the concept of it was really foreign to me as like a pre-Exalt YouTuber who was still on the Flash client. Like, it just seemed like this crazy thing. Lots of whites, lots of dopamine. So it was just, yeah, good all around. But I wouldn't say it's really up there anymore. I quite like Oryx Sanctuary. I've done countless of those now.
Big fan.
Moonlight Village is really nice. I like the idea of Shatters, although I wouldn't say it's my favorite one just because of how hard it is. Yeah, no, I would probably say it's either Fungal Cavern or Moonlight Village at this stage, just because of how unique they are.
I think the Moonlight keeps a lot of people playing the game that are like veteran players, just because it never gets old. And Umi, man, what a fucking challenge. Holy shit.
The only thing that's stopping me from really getting into Moonlight is that I don't find any of the pre-Yumi whites interesting at all. Like, none of them appeal to me in any way. And so if I find it really difficult to motivate myself to want to do the dungeon with the hope that you'll get Umi and then maybe get the whites that you want. That's what I'm kind of a little bit annoyed about. I would like it if the main bosses dropped all of the items and then Umi just gave you another chance at getting them. That would be cool. But I can see why they did it. It's just, I wish the default whites were actually interesting in any way.
They're good, don't get me wrong, but they're not like fun to use. Like, it's, I'm trying to think of items that are really fun to use. Like sidearm, Sentinel sidearm.
Like, I want to use the umbrella for, or is it an umbrella for the sorcerer? Like the scepter? But that's an Umi white. Like, that looks interesting and fun. Obviously, you need to do Umi to that, and you don't get it from the main bosses, which kind of sucks.
Although if everybody was running around with Makako Yumi, oh man, bosses would die too fast.
Yeah, I know, but I want it. I want it because of how good it is.
Same.
It's typical, really.
What UI-related changes or quality of life would you be interested in personally for them to add to the game?
Oh, I mean, the standard answer is the fog of war. Like, I want that shit gone, bro. Get that out of this game, man. Get that out of every dungeon, every realm, every nexus, every vault. It is an antiquated hotfix for a game that was created on Flash, for God's sake. It's just, you don't need it in this game. It only serves to hinder the new player experience. It does not hinder veteran players in any way, and getting rid of it will do nothing but make the game look better. That would be the biggest UI change, and I know that they're getting rid of that in the next update, which is great. Not in dungeons, but it is the next big update.
In the realms and the nexus.
From Triton Deca. In the realms and the nexus. So I'm looking forward for that to go away. Thank God.
Wait, why would they not do it in dungeons?
I don't know.
Because they don't know how game breaking it's going to be yet, and it could potentially alter the boss fighting mechanics in ways that they don't know yet. We will see. I think their plan is to eventually roll that out in dungeons. I'm not really sure, but given how small the rooms are in dungeons for most of the time, other than, Oryx Castle or like Orosank, I think it doesn't really matter. Like a Snake Pit room, for example, is probably less big than your Fog of War anyway, so you don't really notice it too much. But in the realms, it's going to be huge, right? And for Nexus, it doesn't really matter. But realms, for sure, is going to be sick. I know another UI change that probably needs to start happening now is map persistence. Because of how fast-paced the realms are now, and with the new realms, I think once you're going and dungeon hopping right in a realm, once you go back into the realm after a dungeon, the map resets to black again. And I think there needs to be some sort of persistence so that you can kind of get a sense that you're kind of unveiling the map progressively. And then that resets once the realm closes, for example. I think that should be a thing. It will certainly help newer players navigate the realms as well, because they kind of know where they've been and where to explore. So it incentivizes exploration in that sense. And they know where the biomes are. They get a bit of a sense of where specific biomes typically spawn. So I think that needs to be a thing. Or if not, just reveal the map in its entirety. because I don't think there's any advantage to having the map occluded other than to just add a bit of mystery as to what the actual map looks like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think those would be the two biggest changes that I would make. I don't think it really needs to change too much more. I don't think the UI is that broken in that sense.
Yeah, honestly, the UI looks pretty good from like what we had in Flash. Oh my god, I look at fucking Flash videos and I'm like, man, there's no way I actually played on this. There's no way I saw this little fucking 14-year-old me, and I'm like, yeah, this is the shit.
Yeah, I can't believe it as well. Like, I look back at footage that I have from like, 6 years ago, and I'm like, this game just doesn't really resemble what it used to. I'm not really a super nostalgic person, so I don't care that that's like that, but I know some people really like the old UI and the old vibe of the game, but I hear a lot of criticism on, Deca's behalf regarding kind of what they've done to the game, but truthfully, I think it's in a better state than it's ever been in, even pre-Realm Rework. Like, you can talk about Discords ruining the meta as much as you like, but with all of the quality of life stuff that they've added over the years, keep in mind, I think, I think it's better than it was for sure. Like, hell, I'm still playing, so that's a testament to it as well.
And during Flash, oh my god, I was embarrassed to tell anybody that I played Realm of the Mad God, because anytime they looked it up, they were like, what the fuck is this garbage? But like, I don't have to be like that anymore, but it kind of sticks with me sometimes. Is when I mention it to like people, it like that feeling kind of sticks with me, but it's nothing to be embarrassed about. This game looks so much more polished now. It looks playable.
I'm still like that. No, I'm like more afraid to tell somebody that I play Realm than I play Overwatch, which is like, that's cooked. Yeah. That's just cooked.
That's cooked. Really
do
fun.
You guys do any sort of editing at all, or is it just go in raw?
We do like minor edits where it's
full
like
thing.
Like I don't know.
Yeah. If someone said something extremely like anti-Semitic or something, I imagine. Yeah. Okay.
The Mad Peach episode, I had to cut a lot out because I was like, ooh, this is not very good for our community.
My brother's playing. Sorry, I'm literally in game right now, just chilling at like a beach beacon this whole time for 2 hours. And I just saw my brother log in.
And it didn't close? That should be
No, I was in my vault the whole time, I should say. And then as of maybe 10 minutes ago, I went into the realm. I'm actually a little bit worried because I don't remember doing that. So I've just appeared in the realm. And I don't know when I actually did this. When you're driving and then you're like halfway through, you're like, wait, how did I don't remember any of the journey. Yeah, that has just happened to me in Realm of the Mad God. That's concerning. I probably have actual brain damage.
I get that though. That one always like kind of freaked me out sometimes because I'd be on long trips. I'd listen to a podcast and just get lost in it. And then it's kind of I don't know. I kind of come back to consciousness and I'm like, fuck, I'm like more than halfway there. What happened?
Like, how much of your life are you actually missing? Like, how much are you actually on autopilot and you just have no idea because you've never remembered? It's like freaky.
It's like that Adam Sandler movie, Click.
Yeah. That, oh god, that hits me in the heartstrings every time I watch that movie.
Dude,
I think that was like the first movie where I was like dying. Like, I was crying my eyes out at the end.
Same, dude, that movie was so good. Oh my god.
It was good. Adam Sandler was the GOAT, for sure.
Real.
He should play Realm. He should get the attention in this. Adam Sandler plays Realm of the Mad God. I'll get him featured.
Get him on it. Sebchoof can do it. He gets like Benji Fish and stuff and Peanut Butter Gamer. Oh yeah, we'll get him on an episode of Deca Debrief. Don't you worry.
Yeah, Adam Sandler on Deca Debrief.
What do you think of the Shatters dungeon?
It'd be kind of an interesting concept to be like, what do you think of the Shatters to someone who doesn't play Realm and just get them to just riff with what they're thinking? It's like those memes where you get people to describe Pokemon who've never played Pokemon before, and they're like, what's the name of this Pokemon? And they just make up some arbitrary BS based on what it looks like.
Yeah.
I think you could do something like that.
Oh, my favorite, because I've come across the shorts before, my favorite is when they show like a Rattata or something, and then they're like, what's this Pokemon? They're like, Pikachu.
Yeah, they just default to the only one they know.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to do that. I'm just going to get a bunch of Realm sprites. I'm going to get my mates who don't play to just be like, describe what this is. And it's just like the lizard god or something.
Wait, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
At least one of them's like, the flare god.
Yeah. There's some really obscure like sprites that make no sense in this game.
The Orc King.
Yeah.
What's the one that drops the snake pit? The green one that looks like a big old lizard.
Yeah, that's the lizard goblin.
Oh, that's
the lizard god. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, the lizard.
There was
god.
the whole like debacle with the missions right now because you have to kill 2 lizard gods and nobody knew what it was. People were thinking it was like the great coil snake or no, not the great coil, the great lizard, like the red one in the desert.
Yeah.
But no, it's the Shrek looking guy.
Yeah, that guy's out. Speaking of sprites that are fucking outdated, holy shit.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't had a bit of a retouch up with the realm rework, actually.
You know what's an awesome sprite, though? The Sprite dog that drops the snake pit. Oh my gosh, that thing is so cute.
Oh, yeah, you used to
I'm
never
obsessed
see
with
that.
that one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they used to only be in the the lowlands desert. Or no, the midlands desert, I think. But no one ever came across them because nobody went there. There's no reason to go over there. New stuff in Realm always, like, gets me excited. Like, when Saturn Z Cheerios stuff first showed up, and the music came in, and everything was just perfect in the Exalt client.
Yeah.
This brings back that kind of, like, excited
the
feeling.
old days.
Yeah.
I loved the like pre-release when they were like teasing the Unity client back in the day. That got me so hyped. Like I was following that so closely, like every little scrap of information that I could get about the Unity rework and the beta program and stuff. I was like, I'm all for this. This is sick.
This is the good stuff right here. This is what keeps me
Yeah,
going.
and I remember this was like peak me returning, and I was running about like I had probably half a terabyte worth of fungal cavern footage before it dropped. I'm not even kidding. I had to purge so much of it. So that's how much brain rot I've got on my hard drive. But that was before I noticed that OBS has a replay buffer system, so I can just encode it to memory and only save the last 30 seconds. So I know that now, but back then I was just recording everything. But then they released the open beta program for the Unity client. And I remember how unstable it was, and I was just so annoyed that I couldn't play the new Unity client because I wanted to do Fungal Cavern so badly.
I just can't. I can't do it anymore because I used to be one of those 720 gamers where I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go for all max exaltations, and I'm so
God
burned on
help
that
you,
cogs,
yeah.
dude. Yeah, not the way to play the game. It turns
Are
you
you
maximum
going
right
for
now.
720 or no?
I'm done. It's like a side quest, but like if you make it your main goal, you're gonna hate the game. So I had to stop doing it.
Oh, dude, for sure. I'm almost hating the game getting White Star, and I can't imagine what the fucking 720 grind is like. Pardon my French.
I'm still going for White Star too. For Rogue, which has been my biggest obstacle, at one point 2 years ago, I was like, no more playing Rogue. I'm just gonna open the epic chests on my Rogue until I hit 15k.
Dude, I was doing that as well.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I would get like all my crap classes. I would get them basically as close as I humanly could to the minimum amount of fame that I needed to just use my quest chests to get them to 15k. So I would be stockpiling quest chests from the missions just so I didn't have to play Samurai. Oh, that shit was awesome.
Yeah, I'm still
stockpiling them for something.
Same. I'm at 11k so far for my Rogue. So
Yeah, that's pretty good.
yeah, maybe in 6
But
months.
that's where it gets dangerous, right? You start seeing the horizon, and that's where you start taking risks.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, that's why I don't play on it at all. I just do the questions.
Oh, so you're basically guaranteeing that you get the 15k without it dying.
Yeah.
I see. I got you.
I'm not playing on
That's
that
a good
class.
method, actually. Yeah, see, I wasn't that smart. I just did Osank until I got 15k on my Rogue, and then I died 3 times. So I ended up getting, I think, 4 or 5 life exaltation on my Rogue.
GG.
So that was fun.
You can do fungals are good fame. I mean,
Well, they give double exalts now, which is cool, because you get the whiz from both the fungal and the crystal cavern, which is cool.
yeah. But
And I didn't know that they give you a 50% chance to get a double exalt on Oryx Sanctuary now. That is cool as well. I like that. I don't know why they added that, but
because people said it took too long, which is fair. With the old realms, it would take like 30 minutes to like do an 03.
it was rough, yeah.
Yeah. Nowadays, not so
But,
bad.
yeah, I guess not too bad. I wish they would do something like that for Lost Halls. I think I would legitimately, and this is not actually joking, rather take off my fingernail than do a Void or a Cult.
Yes.
Those suck. I hate them.
Dude, Void's
Like
what
the
they call.
rewards, dog wash.
Yeah, I'm fucking done with Voids. I hate that fucking dungeon now.
I want another one of the Void events. that was like, it was like easier void, but it still gave the exaltation.
Oh, the Remnant.
Yeah, the Remnant. That was a good event.
I would like if they brought back the double XP event for Lost Halls, like they did when they brought out the new Colo Shiny.
Oh,
because then you get the fame cults.
Fame
that
cults?
have, like 400% fame. Oh my god, bro! I did like one cultist when that was happening. That was the first time I ever did a fame cult, and I was blown away. You got like 2k fame for like 1.5 dungeon runs.
Yep.
Yeah, it was bricked. Like you would put on the maximum like XP bonus gear that you had, and you just ran them. I think I got 2 characters to 15k in a day.
Same. I did all my wand classes that way when that event happened, and I just led them over in pub vets.
See, that's the advantage of being a raid leader, I suppose. You can just do the things that you want to do, rather than just waiting for runs to be called.
Oh yeah, for pub it's a huge advantage, because they, like, literally whatever head count or AFK you put up, there will literally always be a key. So you just basically decide, like, I'm gonna do fucking shatters today.
It certainly feels like Pub Halls has a bit of a monopoly over all of the Discords, because it feels like it's the only one that I see that has consistent, like, runs doing anything.
Yeah, they're always going 24/7, which I can appreciate. That's why I applied
like somehow, so because I feel like half of the Discords went through a period where they just died.
Oh, I mean, fucking
like all of the old ones, like Null.
Pest control is kind of dying now.
Yeah, pest control. I love pest control back in the day.
Back in the day, it was really good. Then I left it because we.
Yeah. Toxic or.
Yeah, just not run very well. Really cool people.
Gotcha.
Really cool people in that server, but overall, just.
Yeah, I think they also kind of need to evolve, just because, like, Dungeoneer, H-Crew, Null, Pub, they all do nests on the side. So it's like, why not just do it in those main places? They had to have, like, expanded to something else, but I think they just got too comfortable with being a nest Discord. And...
let's do full skip nests instead.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Sammy, you want to do the outro, close off the episode?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, 3-hour-long episode.
Dude, this was a behemoth. But
dude, if I was better prepared, next time you come on, we'll do 3 hours, because I'd love to just sit here and talk for another hour.
Yeah, no, I feel like we definitely could if we were given the time.
Yeah, if we were just left to our devices. Are you kidding me? I don't sleep for another 5 hours. I just need to eat.
Yeah, I'm not going to bed.
That's rough.
Yeah, I should have eaten beforehand. All I had was a snack, because I was like, this episode is going to be awesome, and I was too excited to, like, eat anything.
Ref, you're going to have such a fun time editing.
I hope I wasn't a boring guest.
Oh, not at all. Oh my gosh. I mean, like, it's so nice to talk to someone who is, 1, playing the game, 2, cares about it, 3, is super involved with new things about the game. Like, you're like a trifecta of, like, what exactly we love to hear about. And obviously, of course, like, it's so fun to talk to you, just, like, on a baseline as well. So, like this is why we can go for, like, hours and hours. Like, this is why we're capping it, because we're like, okay, we need to stop at some point, you know.
You know, in like a week or two, like, if you want to do another one, I'm
like,
always
we're so
down for an episode.
Well, guys, in the comments, make sure you let us know.
Oh, okay. So with that, we conclude our big behemoth of an episode. If you would like to email us with inquiries, our email is contact@decadebrief.com. Shout out to DJ Quad, who produced our intro and outro music, and thank you so much to GHZD for joining us on this episode.
You are welcome.
We are so very thankful.
It's been a pleasure. I had a heap of fun, guys. I really appreciate it.
Dude, anytime you want to come on, we're just here sitting and waiting for the appropriate amount of time to pass to ask you again.
You know, I should hopefully be around for a little bit longer, so let's see how that goes.
Oh, let's go. Check out GHZD on YouTube. Check out Ruppy. Check out his Patreon, which hopefully you'll post soon. Any other plugs?
Doubt it, but maybe. I don't think I have any other plugs. I think that's probably about it. Check out the beastiary. I've put a lot of effort into that. If you want to send me, like, drops for any enemies that you've killed, but then you're like, why is this not logged on the bestiary? Message me on Realmi. I have been replying to legitimately every single message I've got on there, so go ham. If you've got information, give it to me, and I'll update the graphic. But that's about it from me.
Ooh, you heard the man. All right, thank you so much for tuning in. You can consider yourself debriefed.
God damn it.
I told myself I wouldn't do it, but I didn't.
I am well and truly debriefed. Get debriefed.